Alright, hey everyone, it's AntagonistKim, and we're back in Disco Elysium. So, last episode, we let curiosity get the best of us, and, well, we told Joyce everything. Like the good little dog that we were. My instincts to tell Joyce everything, well, we played into Everart's plan. Joyce left to go tell her shareholders that shit was about to go down, but that doesn't mean... I don't know what that's going to look like in the next couple game days as far as, like, the Union versus the Wild Pines group is going to be concerned with, but long story short, we're now in Ruby's lair. At least that's where I imagine she's going to be located. We're going to mess with her and see if we can't at least solve our regular thing that we were trying to get done in the first place. The Union thing was a whole side thing, which got stopped because the game was like, hey, are you sure you want to enter in this section? The Union stuff might be gone. And it's like, well, we never even resolved it. So last game we resolved it. Everett may or may not go down in flames. I have no idea. So anyway, let's go see Ruby. We have our flashlight out. We already checked kind of the other part in the beginning of the last episode, like all the rooms and stuff. We didn't see anything pertinent. I put on our reaction clothing thinking if we have to move quick with her, we have it. But otherwise, Shivers is high. Cyclopedia, however, is low because of the found sneakers, but our cop thing is level 1. Physical instrument's not great. I don't know if any of this is going to be good coming up to Ruby, but we're gonna quick save and just go for it. Let's see what happens. We had some other things we didn't get to explore either. This was caved in, so that's what forced us to walk around. Hello. Ooh, $1. I'll take that. 40 cents. I'll take that. What's this? Composure and Shivers polar sweater. A concrete pipe buried in the sand and dust. Eat. Do we think that's better than what we've got on? This kind of gives us our spirit and this, but having this other coat's pretty slick. Under the polar lights, gift from Le Revochilier. I think I'm gonna put our trench coat back on. Volition. What does the other tie give us that we're wearing right now? I guess we could check. I almost kind of want the Volition. I might keep the Volition. It's not as high on Shivers, but I feel like it's a little better than minusing us out. Drama and Encyclopedia are kind of out. Yeah, it's the shoes. I don't think we have any other shoes besides perception shoes that would give us a better stat than that. Empathy. Composure. Perception. What does this give us? This gives us a lot of stuff, though. Like I said, I think... let's just keep it. Let's see what happens. We quick saved. It could go really bad from here on out.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice.
Okay.
It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
Okay, Ruby the Instigator.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency range is screaming directly into your neural pathways.
I feel like this isn't gonna help. We'll be alright. Let's just keep going.
That's an awful decision. Why would you not want to shield yourself from it? It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
But again, we're not sure if it's her, though. What's happening to me?
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing. It's the ULAN frequency.
Okay.
Blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
I saw your equations, that ULAN frequency, right?
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
Cut it off.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
Okay.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
How did you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
She nods towards the torture device.
And she's proud of it too, as she ought to be. This is way beyond your abilities.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah, way beyond.
Have you experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
3, 2, 4, 5, 5, 7, 9, 7.
Omettini pilves. Tudruk.
4644482.
Okay, this is all good and great and all, but let's talk. Let's talk about the guy who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops.
Please.
And of herself merely as prey.
Please, could you just turn it down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
You're looking for a deal on mattress.
Free at Embarks.
Interesting. So I'm letting those play. I was just curious. Some of these number coordinates or whatever these are that the woman's speaking through the line. I wonder if that's something that'll be useful. We should be writing them down.
Then this...
The lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadow. The pain lessens.
She's carrying a 2-barreled front loader. Remain careful. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this.
All right.
There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, maybe.
I don't think she's going to let us just shut that off. Let's see if we can talk her down.
Be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions. Bide your time.
Listen, how'd you know you were coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By hiding bullets under the floorboards.
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
She didn't rat you out that way, Isabel the washerwoman.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
Oh, wait.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
Preparing for the worst?
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit.
I don't want to destroy the machine, guys. Did you shoot Lely? Because I'm not convinced it's her. So it's like, I don't want to make the move and then have to shoot her. Like,
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
let's just be honest with her. I'm genuinely curious because I still feel like there's more to Claudier's story than what she's saying. I think she's working for Wild Pines, if I was to take a guess, that she was actually working for the mercenaries and double-cross somebody, or something else is going on. Like, her other company that she was with might be involved with the Wild Pines thing. I don't know. You're right, Claudier was the first to share her suspicions. When I threatened to arrest her, Claudier broke. She told me everything.
Oh. Well, I guess I always knew she was a survivor above all else. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Your own boys told us you were on the coast. Titus told me it took some convincing, though.
Oh, fuck. Took some convincing my ass. And those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people whom people like...
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal. I opened them up. I do it by asking questions, and I have some for you. Honestly, I know how I do it. I just stumbled in here. Can you please explain this shit to me? But we don't really know ourselves. That's the problem. Like, we're just making these assumptions that these other people are painting for us. So this is more like what Titus said, right? Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal. I opened them up. I do it by asking questions. I have some for you. I don't know if I want to threaten her that way. Honestly, I don't know how I do it. I just stumbled in here. Can you please explain this shit to me?
What shit? I told you I didn't do it. Sounds pretty simple to me.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Yeah, let's ask her the questions. I mean, would you say that Lily was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
You don't feel sympathy for Mercs, it's hard work. There's nothing more personal that you had against him, perhaps his way with women. Do you feel protective of the Union? What about the way he treated Claudia or other women?
You think I was envious of his conquests? Look, pussy's not a problem for me, and definitely not a reason to off someone.
What about the Union? Did you feel protective about it?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
She didn't hate him, okay?
You don't feel sympathy for the Mercs? It's hard work.
Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Besides, they're paid well for what they do.
If I feel comfortable doing all the options without pissing her off, I'm going to, because it gives us points for our things, which actually we maybe could have put into to stop the machine. But I'm gonna wait. Like I said, I don't want to make her mad. I want to understand.
I'm listening.
Do you have an alibi for when Lily was shot, though?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you.
They were 10 minutes they couldn't account for, though. They did say you left to take a really long leak, 15 minutes. There was half an hour missing, you went out.
Like fuck I did. I was in all the time. I went for a leak, 10-15 minutes max.
Our investigation has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder, though.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Look, there's a secret way from the first floor to the whirling of the roof.
Don't know it, but also...
She frowned, studying your face.
Evaluating your competence as a police officer.
The shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
The pain stopped him from finishing the sentence.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
You liked Claudia a lot, though.
I considered her a good friend, yeah.
Are you a girl like her? Is peeping one of your hobbies? But you wanted to be more than friends, right?
Oh, so that's where you were going with this.
She said you wanted to run away with her, though.
That's a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had pasts we didn't want to catch up with us, and we enjoyed listening to music together. Why not go on a road trip?
The lieutenant watches her expectantly, occasionally shaking from the pain.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Claudia was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once. And yeah, after that I thought maybe we could make a go of it.
Claudia only said they maybe kissed. Someone is lying here.
Claudia only mentioned that you guys kissed each other, though.
If that's what she wants on the record, so be it. I'm not about to go into details for you to jerk off to later.
Seriously, just move on.
What happened
She
after that?
rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me and valued my friendship so much, and how guilty she felt for leading me on. I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on.
No ill will there. It wasn't a problem for her.
Claudia said you got very angry when she started seeing Lily and you threatened her.
Yeah. One time when we'd both been drinking, I said some heated things about how dangerous her patterns with men were. I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she was doing can make you feel like you're living in a DeLorean tragedy.
And despite everything, you helped her by staging the lynching, though?
Yeah, the girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal coil. It was a no-brainer.
Well, I doubt it was her, but is peeping one of your hobbies?
I'm not following your clever insinuations, Detective.
There's a hole in the wall you can see into Claudia's room. I wouldn't blame you if you were. Claudia said you may have used the peephole in her wall to spy on her. It's just the hole in Claudia's wall is pretty suspicious. I mean, she did say it.
Damn. That girl's pretty, but not that pretty. In fact, no one's pretty enough to waste time skulking about the whirling, drilling holes in walls.
So you haven't been watching Claudia through the hole in the wall?
Nope. Look, she has an effect on people. That je ne sais quoi that makes it impossible not to look at her when she walks into the room, and very difficult to look away. But travel enough and you realize, for the same reason that she's everyone's type as an object of desire, she's not irreplaceable.
I mean, we know it, but we'll ask it because it gives us points.
What the hell, man? Yeah, why not? I've gotten worse.
Her hand slipped from the dial of the compressor for a moment, almost turning it down. Then she put her hand back. Not yet. Not yet.
There are other things I'd like to ask
Go
about.
ahead. It's your body.
And mine too, he thinks. But keep on. This must be done.
You have a gun, though.
And?
Where'd you get it? I see it's a front loader. Do you have another weapon or guns elsewhere? I can't quite tell what kind of gun that is. There's other evidence I want to ask you about. I mean, it looks like a front loader. Do you have other weapons besides this gun that you have?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
Where'd you get it?
The gun store.
What gun store?
Trigger Happy Jacks.
That doesn't sound like the name of a real store.
What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal.
I can't really tell what kind of gun it is, though.
A Nachtway 80 front loader. 2-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
There's other evidence I want to ask you about.
Yeah, evidence.
Do you like to hang out on the rooftop?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
Is that the only reason you hung out on the roof? What's so great about the antenna? So you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof? So wait, what's the great deal about her antenna?
It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
So that's the only reason you would have hung out on the roof?
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Claudia.
Okay, so you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof?
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
Alright, listen, you're running drugs for the Union. I've been through your lorry.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
That really comes as a blow to her.
No, he didn't. I found my way in.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
A bitter smile.
Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her.
You're a criminal. I can't trust anything you say. This means you're already a known killer because drugs kill people. Listen, you had a financial incentive to kill the merc, though, then.
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the Union.
Previous employer? Lieutenant is unable to articulate his question.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for. You might be able to find this out later.
Okay.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
She turns it now down to some millimeter, but you're threatening it with us right now.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
Okay, well, let's take a step back for a second.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Come on, who killed the merc then if it wasn't you?
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in, on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claudia's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
So she kept his body there then. Interesting. What happened Sunday night? Tell me your version of it.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity.
It's okay. We just want to...
He struggles to finish the sentence.
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Claudia comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Wait, did she also seem high to you? Claudia said you knew something was wrong immediately. What did she say? Wait, did she seem high when she talked to you?
Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before.
Claudia made mention that you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
Claudia said you seemed to have a plan prepared when you got up there. Claudia found it weird you came up with a plan so quickly. Let's be honest, Claudia's throwing Ruby under the bus here. I mean, she said it. She didn't say she found it weird. She just said you seemed like you were prepared for it.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
Her idea?
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
Claudia knew exactly what she was doing. You can't remain calm under pressure otherwise.
Showerhead is resourceful. That's bad that she'd be so calm.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Do you think she killed Lily herself then?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
The lieutenant forces himself to finish that sentence.
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going...
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the guilt.
Right.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
Listen, if you didn't kill him, why are you hiding?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
So this is what she was scared to tell Titus. This cop.
Interesting. Okay. It's kind of cool seeing a different side. So, I mean, obviously Claudia wowed us with her wiles. What do you mean, La Puta Madre agent?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
She looks at you quizzically.
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself.
Are they talking Hold on. Are they talking about Kim? Hold on.
Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Who's everyone and how do you know this? Bullshit, you're trying to throw me off. No one says that. Who's everyone?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
I'm no one's agent. I don't even know who that is. Well, what's my they then if you know so much about me?
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie. Agent to la puta madre.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the take. Criminals make up bogeyman stories about cops all the time. All of this just means that you're effective. Criminals know you and are scared of you.
Listen, I'm no one's agent. I don't even know who this person is, which is true because we're like, what's going on here?
Right. Sure. You don't know.
I'm sure I'm supposed to know, but I lost my memory recently. Could you tell me about it?
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
What did you do to this Madre anyway?
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Wait, one thing, possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
When I came into town, was there anyone with me?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
Who was in this squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
Huh, what else can you tell me?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying.
Interesting. So they're talking about the guy with like the weird glasses and long hair. One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde, the other a brooding type. So we're missing the third person?
That sound about right?
No idea who these people are, literally. Satellite Officer Vic Mayer looks out of the window grimly, then puts his coffee down and turns to Patrol Officer Minnow. We could either take a room here in the Whirling or go home for today. Let's go home, Jean. Nothing's going to happen today, she responds quietly. Jean takes his blonde wig off. Call Heidelstein. He can give us a ride.
I think I know them. They're in Martinez. Yeah, about to say they're the people downstairs.
Friction, lock, set.
Don't leave me here. Please leave.
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. Then you can go find your friends. Unless you have anything pressing to ask me.
Do you know about that bunker next door?
What bunker?
Just a bunker. Have you been there?
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Her voice trails off with the white noise in your head. It feels like an aneurysm approaching. Jeez. So is it really going to force me to shut this off then?
Keep calm. Breathe in. After the pain recedes, it's a little clearer.
God, do we really want to try this? What is this for? Pain threshold? Now we have 2 points. Where is it at? I don't know if she's gonna get really pissed off about it, though. Momentary window of clarity, nudged it during drug talks. Can't take it anymore, just go. Shit, dude. Is she gonna shoot me, though? Oh my god, let's... I don't know what a gun bullet feels like, but shit, let's try it. We're going so slow.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but...
You okay, Kim?
All good, officer. Be careful.
She looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
Are we gonna be able to get two at once? What are you doing?
Problem solving.
Ma'am, put the gun down. That's not the solution to your problems. You are...
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, come on, please, don't do it. Do not do that to yourself, please.
She's truly desperate. She thinks she has no other options. You need to give her options.
What options, Rhetoric?
You know.
Maybe I can still talk her out of it, please. Just walk away. I wish I could just let you go, but I have to follow protocol. I think this is the safest bet, because I think she thinks we're gonna go after her.
She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark intensity. Then something shifts in her. Gratitude, doubt. She's still ready to go. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens.
You don't have to do this. You're not cornered. I'm letting you go.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She stays pulling... she says pulling the gun out of her mouth, eyes still fixed on you. Then she turns her gaze to the tunnel behind you. I'll take it.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Good call.
The lieutenant is still unsteady on his feet. Thanks.
I would have done the same, had I not been incapacitated.
He has to catch his breath. What if we just let the murderer go? I think she didn't do it. I think she didn't do it.
Her tent. We should check it out.
Yeah, guys, the boot size and other stuff is just something that's really itching on my mind. If Harry hadn't have noticed the boots, like if our perception didn't immediately say these boots are not the same size as what her boot size would have been, I maybe could have been totally convinced and arrested her, right? And then found out more later, right? But in this instance, our inner thoughts were already saying you're getting beguiled by Claudia and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm still kind of... I still kind of want to think Ruby's innocent, especially since the washerwoman's kind of vouching for her, and the washerwoman hasn't really done anything to, you know, earn our ire otherwise, and she gave us a free place to stay. Again, that could all be a ploy too, but anyway, guys. Oh, little pup's getting fed if you hear him downstairs. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. Oh. Bye for now.